And we'll see, we got the little postponement flag up here, Hazel. We talked about that. You know, when you see it flying out the yard arm, that tells us that we're in postponement until that comes down. So then postponement comes down. Now here we go. I'm kind of explain a little bit here. You can see down the right here, you got a timestamp of 3/19/40. This is on the catamarans, and I think the FJs are on this course, and the harpoons and so forth. And Cass, I think you're on this course also. So at 1940 and 3 seconds from now will be the 22nd gun. It took a little while setting up out there. Obviously the wind was trying to fill in, and over on this course we had to fill and then we had to die by the time we had everything set, and then it kind of filled in again. So we'll just kind of take a look here. Here we got the cats coming in. Not a lot of homework going on right now. In fact, 47, 50, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. So 53 right now, we've got 10 seconds left. Only see really one boat up on the line here. These boats do move pretty quickly, so we can't really see what's on our left. But again, being near the line was crucial for the start on that day because of that light air. Getting yourself away from the line was not helpful at all. And then here is a start at 3. There it is. That's the start. As we can see, coming off the line here, we know that catamarans don't point that high, but here's the pin end down here, and here we are. It's almost parallel to the line here. Even though they're not pointing that high, you can see that it is somewhat of a left shift here. And as they come off, just kind of keep an eye on this boat that's over to leeward here. You'll see them kind of fade down. They're fading here. Now it could be light air or it could be a left shift. So just take a look here and watch what happens. But it turns out it's kind of a combination. There is a left shift. So here we go. Look at there. So look at this left boat, how bowed down they are. This boat's a little up, and this boat's way up. Okay. So again, as you get over here, there was a little change in the wind, little velocity, and also pressure, lighter pressure. They had to actually bow down to keep the boat going. So one of the important things, if I'm starting in the next fleet or the fleet after that, my position would be somewhere above the line, just kind of watching this. I mean, I had the perfect view of what's going on. So I have a little bit of a heads up of what's happening before I go into my start, right? This is kind of giving me some homework here. So a good thing to do is to actually be just the weather of the start line here. Here it is here and here. And over where I was, and just you can kind of watch the boats as they come off. And what we do is we watch their angles as they come off. On starboard tack, are they really low and they need a tack right away? Or they really lifted on starboard tack? Was the pin end favored? Did the people at the pin end look further ahead than the people at this side of the line? So it really gives you a perspective of what to expect for your start. So it's just a great time to do some homework. So on this start, our start is at 24:44, and this is 44. So we'll just let it run a little bit. So again, I probably would have been over on this side of the course right now. In fact, you can see these guys over here. This, I think this is a Flying Scot over here. They're over in it. They're actually on port tack, it looks like, almost already. And these guys are over here on this side of the line, just trying to get to the line. And that's another thing in that light air, just trying to get there is very difficult. So he is on port tack, if you can see that right now, the Flying Scot is, and they're eased out. See that? See how eased out on port tack they are? That wind has really shifted over the left-hand side here. At 24:41 on our clock here, we are actually, it starts at 24:44. So another about 3 or 4 seconds to the start. And 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I think there's about the start there. And sure enough, we're on port tack going up the hill.
Wow.
Yeah, see that's a big left shift. And that's one thing you want to do when you come off the line. You want to make sure you're trying to get up that course, whatever you're doing. These guys are probably pointing pretty close to that mark. So definitely that left shift. Had I done my homework a little bit beforehand, I might have been over on that side. So again, that was, you can see how vital that is to get a good start when it's like that. Now the race committee, you know, they had to try to get a race off. So I understand getting this, you know, when it's that much of a shift, that's a pretty high shift. a lot of committees will say, we'll blow it off and let them reset the line. But I think with these conditions, they'd be doing that all day, just trying to get the line square. And that's all we do is sit around and wait and trying to get that line square for a start. So they did the best they could, and they got it going. Again, once we're over on this tack here, this guy, there's no reason for this 14 to be pointing high. They should really just kind of go bow down, keep the boat going, get the boat going fast, trying to go up the course as they can. All right, good. So here we are. So we've done our homework, and you'll see that I'm pretty sure we're sure that left side is pretty well favored. This will be the third start, I believe, right? So I think it's at 29, and this will be 59. So we're about 23 seconds still to the gun here. And I think, Cass, this is your group, the Wettas here. I don't know. Yeah. How was it getting those boats up and going? Was it difficult, or did they accelerate pretty quick?
They tack very slowly.
They
have no
slowly,
mass,
right?
and it's a lot of drag.
Okay, all right. And a lot of holes in the water.
Right.
So in light air, you can see it's probably pretty much a struggle. So you don't really want to go for point mode with these boats. You definitely want to go bow down and just try to keep
me on
these things
port
going.
over there, coming down
Over
the line.
here? Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. So you're on the right side of the course, at least for the start there. And so 29:56, we are, let's see, actually the start's in 1 second. So actually, yeah, it's already started. 55 was a start, I believe. And again, I can see you're just trying to get this boat going. And that was a struggle too. I think on all the courses, what I noticed, as you'll see from the drone footage, your port tack was very difficult because you're going right into that boat chop. Does everybody kind of agree on that? Steve, I think you've been over on that. You saw that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And he was on the laser course, and Hazel, I think you saw that too. Just that port tack, just trying to get the boat going, and you hit these bad waves. And I guess the Wetta also, that would be a big struggle. Yeah, you can see in tacking, as you can see the poor yellow boat. So you definitely don't want to be tacking. In fact, I think what Cass did, he did a little duck. He was a little early and just do a little duck. That was definitely the move to do. Yeah, good. Yeah, I can see these rollers going through here. So again, just bow down, get the boat going up the course. Yeah, that's our goal. Not a whole lot of room to tack. You're going to be kind of going parallel to the course. You know, you really just need to go bow down. So if you don't have a really good lane, you come off and it's a port tack, just go ahead and go into foot mode. Like this boat here, they're getting a little dirty air here. There's no sense in really tacking since you're trying to get up the course. It's actually better to go bow down because there might be a right shift later on up the course, which I think happened on this course because their weather mark was over by the creek over there. Was that Cypress Creek? Is that the one that's over across there? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So again, bow down.
When you say bow down, you mean like to foot off some?
Right. Yeah. So to clarify, when I say bow down, it's just get the bow pointing off the wind. Just ease the sails out just a little bit to keep the boat going, especially in the sunfish too. They will stall, but they'll accelerate. So you'll see later on, definitely keeping the boat moving is crucial. You only have one sail versus you have two sails on these boats, which is very helpful especially when you're trying to tack and so forth. In this case, this is going to be our FJ start, and I think it's number 8 here. We'll kind of keep an eye on. But one thing that the FJs do, which Hazel, you might want to pick up on this also, which is the one design, the lasers do it also, is a little rock in, a little rock out. What I mean by that, your whole body kind of goes in and then it hikes out back out. And what that does, it kind of creates a little bit of flow over the rudder and the keel, and you actually get some acceleration. And with acceleration, you'll get a little bit of hike, a little bit of point. So if you have somebody just below you, like say number 6 and number 1 here, and you're trying to get off him, if they just lean in a little bit and hike out really hard, sometimes you can scallop the boat to weather to get some separation. Okay, does that make sense?
So right now, the number 6 would lean into like towards port and then lean out hard to starboard?
Correct. And just a little thing to try. And what that does, it kind of gets the boat accelerating. A little leeward heel actually gets the boat to actually head up into the wind a bit. And then you squish it back down when it actually accelerates you forward. We do that on a lot of the boats in the pre-start just to try to get off the line a little cleaner. You can't do that all the way up, one rock, per wave, they say. But again, right off the line, you're good to go. And I think number 8 here, though, is the one let's take a look here. But again, that pin end's way favored over here. Sorry about the shake. There's a rock in, a rock out. Number 15 did that. Did you guys see that?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that, Hazel? Let me go back a little bit here, but go back.
It's worth looking at.
Yeah.
Windy Frolic.
So 15 tacks. Okay, a roll. Actually, it was part of the tack. They really leaned to leeward and then really hiked out, right?
Well, looked like a roll tack.
Yeah, it was a roll tack, but they do it again. Somebody does a little bit there. There we go. See that? Just to get a little height. Okay, you saw that? She leaned in. This boat 8 just tacked to leeward of her, so she actually wanted some more height. So she leaned in and leaned back out real quick.
Okay.
I always wonder how much of that's allowable.
Yeah, so the kinetics wise, and Robbie brings that up too, is you got to be real careful. You can't, they say it's not, you're not supposed to do it for advantage to the boat to give yourself an advantage. But again, a little rock in, a rock out is really not going to be, it's probably, see, you'll see number 8 do it again there too, see? And I'm sorry, I probably should have told you when that start was. That start was at 34.55. So we're actually, let's go back just a little bit here. Here's a start right there, 34.55, 8 still kind of tacking in there. But again, it's nice, everyone's kind of down at the favored end here. Again, we want to try to get up course as soon as we can, so probably tacking fairly soon. But you'll see a group of them still go out. They kind of pin each other as they go out to the left side here. Now, again, there might be more pressure over here. I don't know. That's something to look at. But number 9 here, there's got really good speed. But the red one here, number 1, number 8, if you're getting gas, this would be a good time just to tack out, just to clear your air, get up the course. And here's a boat down here. They might have been, I don't think they were OCS, but it looks like they were going back down. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. But anyway, so again, finally one tacked, but that was that. Okay. Okay, this, let me know if you guys can hear this. This is questioning. Here's Terry over on the Opti line. Yeah, it's a lot of fun there. They were saying the same thing. Now, this is kind of fun. This is the Optis, and it's good to look at the kids, right? We got to give them some footage. So this is how we all started, some of us, and you'll love the port starboard techniques here. I don't recommend them, but in the Opti class, it seems you can get away with them. But the takeaway is if you're on port, or if you're on starboard and you have somebody on port, you could force them to tack, right? Because you're on starboard, but you'll see in this case, what they'll do is they'll just tack no matter what, just to avoid, or they'll even duck the port tacker, which is great. So again, it's one of these things like, is it going to harm you worse if they tack on top of you? Instead, you just kind of tack below them or you duck them. On this start, we're going to be looking at 33.16. So we got 8 seconds to the start here. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that was their start. Okay, now I love this. We got this port tacker here. We got a starboard tacker here. And let's see what happens here. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tack to leeward. And so Problem with that is now they might get some bad air. Now here's another starboard tacker though. So here comes another star. Well, we'll just duck those two. Okay, good. No harm, no foul. So a lot of fun there. So again, their number one rule is boats don't touch. So they did a great job. I think that was good. This is kind of their leeward mark rounding. You can see how they kind of do it here. It's really fun to watch this. So you know, they're coming in pretty good, you know, about a half a length off, turning the boat, really trying to get that main in. But then the tendency is they'll stop here. Yeah, that's the problem with they turn that corner, then they just kind of stop. The wind dies too on them. So in this case, if you're this boat here, if you're this opti coming down and you got these two guys going here, our best maneuver is probably come around and tack right away. You're kind of in last place here. Here's the finish line. There's the committee boat up here. So they're not really kind of going at the boat. Maybe they are a little bit, but there's no reason why I wouldn't just go ahead and tack around this mark. Try to do something a little different. Let's see what happens. So if you're in third or fourth place or last place, just go ahead and try to do something just a little different than the guys in front of you. You did have good pressure coming down, so that's maybe there's more breeze over there too. Let's see what he does here. Yeah. And then get around the mark and then get hopefully tack, but no, you're not quite at a lot of speed. So be thankful for what you all are sailing in if you're in the laser and the cats and so forth, because you think you had a hard day. These poor kids, I mean, it's just a struggle sailing a bathtub in light air. It's just, yeah. So I got to hand it to them. But again, they probably should attack there. All right. Here we go. Now we got some, looks like we got some sunfish, and I believe this is the regular fleet here. Here's the pin end. At this start, we're going to see the start at 53:35. So we still got about a good 24 seconds to the start here. So we're all lined up fairly good. Everyone's kind of on the line here, which I like to see. A lot of, so I'm guessing committee boats favored. So 53:41. I'm sorry, we've actually already started. So 53:35 was the start. Let me go back here. 53:35, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's the start. Okay. So again, pretty good. Now there's a nice hole of leeward here. This boat here is in control of this whole area, which is really nice. They don't have people stacked. If you're this guy here, you're gonna have a bunch of boats below us. You're just trying to keep off them. This boat's in really nice position. They've started towards the committee boat and they got room to go bow down, which is real nice. Luckily, they're not having to go right on the port tack right away. You can see the waves coming down through here. In fact, this poor guy over here, but you can see this guy's bow down, just really going nicely through the water here. Just hopefully there'll be a left shift coming in through there, but also here, you know, good boat speed, maybe have that sail in just a little more. I think that was just a little soft, but all in all, here we go, some more waves. This is the laser start. Let's see here, for this 47:45. Okay, I think that's already gone off. So, but maybe just some techniques here. As you came off the line here, probably a bad time to attack right here with his waves, these chop, right? So just kind of wait till that wave goes through and then think about your attack. You've also got your whole fleet. Looks like one person's gone over here already on the port, but big gap here. So this guy might tack fairly soon. I'm not sure if he can clear them, but it's better than getting pinned out over the left side because the whole fleet keeps coming at you. So it looks like maybe a wind line coming in up there, back up there. So again, tacked, really kind of keeping that weight forward, letting the boat bounce, maybe a little heel there, and then the squish down, just to try to get past that boat. Okay. Well, this one's easy. So there's 30 seconds at the 47:18. Again, so I think the start was 52:51 on this one. Lasers are all stacked up here. Let's see, 7:45. I'm sorry, 47:45 will be the start. Right now, this boat is somewhat So the committee right now, let me just tell you what the conversation is. On the committee, Steve, you probably back this up. We have actually, we've numbered boats right now to watch. We know that 79 is pretty close to being over on the line. We know, I forget what boat this is. Maybe that's 8132, and there's 5400. There are 3 boats that are over early on this, but we start pinging them, right? We start keeping an eye on them, and that's who the eye is on. So be aware of that. If you're over the line with, 30 seconds to go, there's a good chance that the committee has kind of got your number in their minds and they're watching you. So make sure you get down and clear yourself. So I think actually, yeah, they do a good job, gets down here, but here's Thomas. He came right up. Okay, so 47.42. Okay, 47.45 is a start. So there's 3 seconds to the gun. Okay, so he's trying to go backwards. He's over the line now. In retrospect, what he should have done is realize that he's over early and just keep sailing around the boat, because it's very difficult to get the boat going once you're going backwards, especially in light air, as you'll see. But he does a good job. He does get it going. And in this start, we did have 3 boats that were over early. That 79 was over early, 5400 and 8132. Now, I believe actually, Thomas came back and I got like 3rd or 4th in that race. So even if you're over early, there's a lot of racing left. Don't give up by any means. It's definitely plenty of time to get it back, especially in these conditions. So you'll see 79 over here is trying to go back, and this boat is 32 trying to go back, clear themselves. There's Steve right there.
Yep.
Yep. So Steve, maybe a little trim in. You can see you're out a little bit here. Weight placements forward, I like that. Sail looks good, nice and round. But again, maybe just a little more trim. That might be a little over trimmed right here just for that condition right now that he's in. Robbie, I think you were in this fleet too. I'm not sure where you were. Or were you in the Sunfish? I don't remember.
This might be race number 3.
Yeah, not sure. Anyway, so you see Thomas came back there. He went around the boat. But again, some of the best races are won when you're over early, you're last off the line, and you come back in the top 3. So that's what you shoot for. Okay, so Sunfish, here we go. 3660 and 98. We want to watch the scoop. And I think, James, this might be you on 3660. I'm not sure. But the start for this is 52.51. And there is a great scoop in here that we want to watch. We'll watch for 98. And what we mean by a scoop, Hazel, is I'll explain it as we get to it.
The waves.
Yeah, big waves there. Yeah, there's James there, 3660. Here's Annie. Right? Good. Now watch, let's see, I think it's 98. 98 is doing a scoop on 80387. What he's done is he was set up right above him. So he sees this little hole to leeward. He's got enough time. Watch the scoop that he does on him. Goes down below him, comes right up and left's right below him. See that?
Mhm.
Just an excellent scoop. So that's what we mean by a scoop. So if you're kind of pinned up above somebody, there's a big hole now for James here, which is great. Just scoop below them. Now he's got a nice hole below them. So he did a great job on that scoop. Really nice job.
Wait, so who scooped who?
So 98 scooped 80387. So we
So
back
he
it up.
came up below him.
Right. He actually came from above him. See that? So he's coming from over here and he's just reached off. He's going to go below him.
Oh, okay.
And we call it like a scoop. You kind of scoop up below him and just kind of comes up and pins him right up in there.
Okay.
So see that? Really nice move. Now poor 80387 is kind of a sitting duck. He's got to wait till the other boat goes and then sheet in.
Now,
right?
what can 98 do?
So actually, well, 80387, if
Yeah,
there was
when-
enough time, they could tack and do 2 tacks if there was enough time.
What I mean is 98 in the process of doing the scoop, it sets them up. You might just say what they do now. You can
Okay,
see it
so
here, I
now,
think.
yeah, so now they've sheeted in and they've
Well,
held them.
90.
And so we got 52.45. So 52.51, I believe, is the start. So there's still 6 seconds to the start. So he holds them And then he goes bow down. Now look at 508, 387 is going to try to scoop him now. You see that? But he has nothing to it. And there we go. There's the 52, 51. There's the start. Real nice. So I was saying, James had a really great start right here. He hiked in, then hiked out nice, and see how the boat's rocked? As he hikes down, it'll accelerate off the line here. See that? And goes to the weather. Really nice job. Again, maybe sheet in just a little. No, it's pretty good. Pretty close. Yeah. So that was a great example of the scoop at the start line. Again, that's just for if you're pinned in, somebody's right below you and you're pinned, you get away from him. You just want to go and try to duck below him, do a scoop on him. All right, here's some drone footage. Now, I believe on this one, the start is at, let's see where we're at here, 40. No, I don't have the start on that one. So we're just going to try to guess on this one. But let's see here, 31:51. No. So I believe this is still the Sunfish the A group, I believe, or the regular group, right? Looks like. I think the red and white sails. Hazel, I don't think they had red and white sails in yours, did they?
No, I don't think so. Mm-mm. And there was only what, like 8 or 9 of us?
Right, right. So I don't think that was a start, but what they were doing, they were just kind of checking the line there, seeing how they were coming off it. Here's the pin end down here. Here's the committee boat. So it looks to me like a committee boat start. Everyone's kind of circling around in here. So this boat coming across is they're just looking for a place to tack. Just right to the big mob here, tack to lead the mob back. Now be careful, you're in the position now to get scooped, right? When you're luffing like that. So be careful, this boat here probably should have ducked below them and tried to scoop them, but probably had no speed. I'm guessing this is probably, there's some echo here. Let's see. There we go. Still not the start. So we got to figure out how we can get the starting time concurrent with the drone footage. That's the hardest. But look at these waves coming down here. It's just horrendous. So as soon as you come off the line, if you go on to port tack, you're going straight into that stuff. So obviously, if you have to do that, we want to definitely make sure that we're going bow down for speed. Keep our boat going fast as we can. I'm guessing this is probably the start right here. Pretty close there, okay? Nice job, okay, so this boat's a little bit behind here, maybe had to be up on the line, get a good line sight, but everyone right in here looks pretty good. This is gonna be the struggle, right? Right, these two boats here. This boat's in a really nice position. You have a hold of leeward here to go bow down. That's what we're trying to do as we come off the line. You want some separation from the guy to leeward here, so you can go a little bow down, especially in these waves. If your boat slows at all, you want to have the ability to do that. This boat here is just kind of sticking it straight up. Over here, a little jammed up. That's another thing. When boats are kind of all together in a group, there's a tendency for them to go slower. So boats that are outside the group will have a tendency to go a little quicker. So that's why starting towards the mob but not in the mob is definitely preferable. So again, just bow down, get the boat going. This boat has a great hold of leeward here, and just sailing their boat, doing really, really a nice job. Real struggle over here with these waves coming down. Now you felt them on the water, but this really kind of shows what you were feeling. Look at the way it's just tossing them around. Yeah. So again, being on port tack would be very difficult, like this red boat there. And it's be very difficult too. So if once you're on port tack, it'd be very difficult to cross a starboard tacker. So the tendency would be to duck. And if there's any drill that I could recommend doing is going and practicing these ducking drills. Practice, going upwind with somebody else and you just go port starboard and each one ducks the other, then you come back and you tack, go back, and the other one ducks the other one. You keep going upwind and just practice your ducks. Because when it comes times like this and waves like this, it's very important to get a good duck. So this boat, see, is no way clear in this boat. Probably gonna have to do a little duck though. So go bow down now, get the speed going, and then slowly come back up as you go past their transom. Looks like the Reds got good pressure out here. They got the boat going well. All right, here we go. This is the Sunfish Green Fleet, 5858. Okay. So we can see right here, I think it's pretty close to the start right now, 59. Don't have the notes on that one, 59. It's pretty close though. I think the start's about going off now. As these boats come off, you'll see they're kind of jammed together here. I think this is D on this side, but nobody here. But again, get that sail in, get the boat going. So a little bit out trimmed, get the boat trimmed in a little bit. Hazel, you might have been in the other side there, I think. Hard to
I'm
tell.
on 3059 over there, yeah.
Okay, all right.
The
So
colored one,
the colored one, all right.
yeah.
But good, again, just trying to keep these boats going. Keep the bow down, there you are, okay? Again, this chop, very difficult. Even harder to tack in. Cheryl, I think you're in this fleet too, I believe.
I think I saw her windward of that group at the leeward side.
Okay, okay, great. Probably somewhere over in here.
Well, at first, before it all
Okay.
has started to happen.
Yeah,
She seemed a little timid getting to the line right there.
okay. So here they are again from a drone footage way. This is also the Green Fleet. If you want to see the pin, I believe it's, where is it? It's somewhere over here. It's hard to see. There it is. It's right here. I'll put my arrow on it right there. That's where the pin is. And 646.
This was like race 2.
Yeah. But you can see here, big separation between these two here. Looks like the pin's somewhat favored. Again, I wonder if that was the same race. I'm not sure. No, because D would be coming over here. This might be race 2. But Hazel right here, really hard. You've got this boat to leeward right here, trying to get gapped off them, right? Trying to get as much to weather as you can before the start. So maybe that little lean in, that lean out might get you a little bit of that. It must have started already because there's the pin. And the boats, see, it's real tough getting there. And rightfully so. I think you're trying to maneuver it, but with the waves, it's just real difficult to tack. You'll be going right into these guys. So actually, you could even try this, is if you want to get to the left side, which you might be doing right now, is going bow down, just go behind them and go foot mode. Now there is a little dirty air from here, but you have a little window here. So it's not bad. You can see this person rather than being pinned and just going slow. Go ahead, go behind them like you're doing now and just go into foot mode. Keep the boat going fast. Yeah. So it's hard to even do that with no wind, but at least the waves are pushing you a bit. You're in the dirty air, but there you go. See that? Nice. Now you're starting to get some acceleration. This boat's just pointing way too high. You're trying to sail upwind, but see, these boats are kind of going right down to them. They might be in the same thing, but look at how your speed is much better. That was a really good move to just duck below them and keep the boat going. Now these boats have tacked out, going right into the waves. So there we go. All right. So this is, I believe this is a finish here. I believe, Hazel, is this you?
Yes.
Okay, so good. So one thing I noticed here, the finish line's over here. I'm not sure if you're looking for a lane, but you really want to be going up the course. Maybe you had to clear your lane, but just watch this a little bit. So you right there, actually, if you go back, just go back just a little bit here. Okay, right now, if you were to tack right now, okay, remember this boat and this boat, there's another boat behind number 1 here. Just as tactically would have been in the move would be to tack rather than keep going. And you'll see why. Because these guys are kind of going right straight up towards the finish line. And there's the third boat there. So you can see that, visually right now. Does that make sense that tacking in front of this boat probably would have been the call?
Yeah.
Yeah, so going towards that mark. So I always try to check to see if my bow is heading towards the finish line or towards the mark. And if it's not, go ahead and try to tack unless there's a big shift. But all in all, you guys did a great job with this wind condition. Now we got a little more breeze and you had no breeze. So really nice there. But again, I think you would have probably almost maybe beaten this boat here. So that would be 2 boats better score just by going towards that finish line. And I don't want to really point you out on that, but that's just something to visually to take a look at. So I know next time when you're in that situation, am I pointing towards the finish line, right? So really good. All right. And big puff. So yeah, everyone just kind of coming in on port here. So it's been a left shift again. It kind of gives you a feel for how people are kind of sitting. Maybe wait a little further forward than that. That might have been okay. The boats are really moving well through the water in that chop. See how they're bouncing? They're really keeping the boat going. Boat's real flat. Weight is forward. Not luffing at all, not pinching at all. Just fast forward towards that finish line. You're laying that mark. You just go fast forward towards that. Bow down and go fast forward. Try to get to that finish line quick as possible. Kind of gives you a feel where the weight placement is there. Hard one here. Again, just try to keep that bow down. Yeah. Just a couple of degrees on these boats really makes a difference. Really nice. Little downwind here. Again, I was kind of on the committee boat here, so I got boats as they went down. I do like the height of this of the board, but maybe the weight could be a little further forward and maybe to a little weather heel. What we're trying to do is get this boom a little bit higher up into the air. So that's one critique I would do, is try to get the weight a little further forward and a little weather heel. Let's see if we have somebody else doing that coming up. Nice here with James kind of going. Nice compact, got the elbows out. Let's see a good roll tack. Oh, he's probably still going upwind. Here we go. Okay, again, board's in good height. Maybe a weight a little further forward would be good. And try to get that sail up. Now this board might be just a little too high. And you'll see as we get in this rocky rolly stuff, if you're going downwind, this is nice rock here, nice weather heel. But with the board up like that, you have a tendency to have a lot of rocking and rolling. So just put it down a little bit to stabilize. As you'll see here, it's really kind of moving around a lot. So board down just a little bit. There we go, good height on the board there, really nice. And Hazel, maybe just a little further forward with your weight if you can, but real nice job there, and little weather heel. Try to get that boom up. Real nice though, really good. There's some nice heel there, see that? That's what we want. We want that weather heel. And it's a balancing act, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's an exercise. It's like you're doing crunches all the way downwind. Really nice. Again, I'd probably board might be max height there. And then I did a little more weather heel. I like the heel that he has here better than this boat here. But again, really rocky. So yeah, a little weather heel. I think everyone's doing great. That's the only critique I really have. Keeping the weight forward, nice and compact. All right, this is coming upwind to the finish line. Light air, nice little leeward heel. So they're sitting in a bit. Knees are tucked into that leeward rail and weight's far enough forward. Look at our boom placement too with this. Steve, this might be good critique in that light stuff. This is where Spencer and Thomas were carrying their traveler. So they put on their boom vang real tight, and they, what they do is they adjust that for their traveler position and then do the main. So you can see they were about maybe 8 inches off the block, maybe. That helps you. Nice compact, weights forward. Little different style. I like this. Looks a little more comfortable. See, when you're tall like that, your legs get tired, but I've never had that problem. Yeah. All right, I think we'd already seen this one. Sorry, Hazel did that again. Let's see that one. Nice little roll tack there by Spencer. See how the boat really accelerates out of that. Boom position, real tight, pretty tight in that moderate breeze. Okay, again, that little left shift or light air, really trying to get that bow down, try to get that thing going again. Good job though. You know, it's real such a struggle to get the boat going again when you get to that. You can see the boat still luffing a little bit more here still. So sheet in a little bit and go a little more bow down. And that becomes a struggle because now you're not going towards your finish line. So yep, good move. We go ahead and we tack, but we want to make sure we have a little speed when we tack. Makes it a little better. Yeah.
Waves.
And right into those nice waves. Yeah, those are the struggle of the week. There's some leeward mark roundings. Okay, positioning a boat length and a half out. We have a jibe part of it, roll jibe around, and we want to make sure that we're sheeted in as we come around. Now at that point is what I like to do, Hazel, is you can kind of look at the distance between the boat and the mark as you go around. Whatever that distance is once you're close hauled, look at that distance. That's about how much further out you should have started your turn, okay? And we'll see that kind of we'll see an aerial of that. See where they ended up. They ended up way down, pretty far down, away from the mark.
You should have gone wide when you were going downwind and then head up to the mark.
Right, wider coming into the
Or
mark.
get close
right,
to the
right,
mark, yeah.
Right, because now they've got actually a little more weather gauge to get, but they're almost laying the finish line. So, but still, that might have saved a tack later on. So again, you can see this angle coming in that she was running going into it. So it's really trying to get around that mark. And this is a good job here. See that? See the distance between the two there, Hazel? That's what we're looking for. So he was a lot further out than the other two boats that came around. She had a little bit of a late jibe, but that was a really nice rounding. So this boat should be setting at least a couple boat lengths out. Oh, we got some traffic here though, right? So you can't just take all the room you want. You got to still round the mark. Coming around and trying to get it in there, get the sail in, get the boat going. Nice job. So a little tight coming into the mark, so he'll probably end up swinging out wide. Yeah. See how wide? So he should have been that much further out, but he had traffic, so really couldn't do that. And in dirty air here, so what would be the move? Probably to tack out, try to clear your air. All right. Good. Nice little section here, waits out. Sail could probably be in just a little bit more than that, but I like how the boat's nice and flat, sailing really well. There you go, Steve. Yeah.
Steve, you got a fat damn ass.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of stuff to do.
Plus,
And I think actually she lost her hat. We got Lisa's hat back, or Amy's hat back for her. So we saved a hat out of that one. Again, a little bit of the rules coming in here. 3 boat length circle, right? Looks like we have some overlaps. Probably some good conversation going on before here. Before we get to that mark. This boat's going definitely wide and jibing. And then getting around the mark, going right, need to go right for the mark. A lot of boats coming in here. See that? Let's see here. So overlaps are here, overlap, giving them enough room. This boat had inside, but these boats probably had an overlap, but he was so far ahead. I don't know if there was an overlap or not. This boat here, 118, obviously has to give room to these 2 boats. Okay. Nice job. Everyone kind of behaved on that one. Okay, what's the move here? Ready about?
Up in the inside.
Yeah, 118 should tack to clear the air. Yes, probably no overlap here coming in. Really nice job hiking it around. And there you go, Cheryl. I think that's you.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah. Awesome. Big sail to get in and drive and get around a mark. Into chop, because remember, as you come around, you're on port tack, you guys are going right into those waves. It's easy from here, right? That's my motto. It's so easy from where I was. Where you guys were on these boats, just trying to get them through this. That was a real struggle. So it's great to see that. That was a challenging day, as we know. Okay, maybe, wide and tight. Here we go. Spencer went wide. Let's see what happens here. Now, there was no overlap, but I don't believe this boat could get to him. Well, let's see how he rounds this mark. Leans in, then hikes out. Gets right around that, right? Really nice. See that position? Did you see what he did? He actually looked back to see where he was with that mark. So he's critiquing himself actually every time he goes around too. And that's a little different style there with John Bartlett, but still, getting around nice and close. He didn't have the lean in, the hike out, but still he kept his boat speed going around there. I think that little hike in and hike out though gives Spencer a little bit of advantage because he gets the weather. Here we go, Hazel. So again, you were a little close coming into that mark, right? So yeah, so this boat goes inside you because you can't turn and make that mark. So again, try to steer a little wider. I know he was there. That might have been the issue that you had around the mark. But nonetheless, just try to go wide if you can. Again, maybe board down here. There we go. Okay. And that's definitely wide enough. Let's see, we should just keep turning the boat, keep turning the boat, keep turning the boat, just keep turning the boat. That's the thing. You just kind of let it come around. You don't want to drop the tiller, but you just don't want to fight the tiller. Just let it come all the way around. That'll naturally happen as this boom comes across. The boat's going to want to heel. As it comes, see it heels, and then just kind of bring in the sail, let the boat kind of come up with it. And try to get that sail in. It's a lot to bring in, especially when you're just running going into there. Okay, there's another perspective. Definitely some overlaps here coming in. We're trying to zoom in to see how we go with these overlaps. Now, they're giving room to the inside. Well, it was you, Hazel, I think, on the inside there. And so they gave room to you. Looks like you had, and then you tacked right away because the wind, that's really good. Is that you, Hazel?
No, that's the other fleet.
Oh, okay,
The
sorry. I was saying
regular
that was a really good move. But nonetheless, here's a hard one here. They had a button hook around and tack. The wind has shifted, so they're actually on starboard tack going upwind again. So now you're actually sheeted in going upwind, and then now you have to tack to get around the mark. That's how big of a shift that was. Okay, see, again, maybe a little wider and tighter, right? Let's see how they come out. Well, it's a hard perspective here because the wind's actually a little bit coming from where the arrow is now. Here we go. So going nice and wide here, kind of go bow down now, and then start to come do your turn. See, they went right in iron. So again, tacking right around the mark, that was the move right there. The wind has shifted so far to the right. Great. All right, now we get some fun shots. This is looking at the leeward mark, as we can see here. Boats coming in and going out. So this will give you a real perspective of how wide you are going in and how tight you are leaving. So here's two boats. One's out of the circle here, but coming around, see that's a tack around the mark. The wind was so far right. And The other boat is still outside here, so they haven't tacked yet. Really neat perspective on this one.
Yeah.
There they are. Yeah, real difficult because the wind is coming straight down this way. All right, so really there was no overlap, right? Because this person had, I don't know if they left the 3-boat length circle, but red did not have an overlap with yellow. And if yellow was coming across even on starboard, red was actually going into a dangerous position. And if this boat had to avoid, that could have been a protest. But a little difficult now, the boat not moving.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
It's
so.
not going anywhere. So what do you do here? You just kind of put the helm over one way and hope this way, with the helm over this way, if you're going backwards, it's going to go the reverse. So she should have had it the other way. Now she's just trying to push it and try to get it going. And again, now here's the problem. We're going back on that port tack into the waves, right? So, oh, even more of a struggle. It's just, that's so difficult, that leeward mark at times, especially with no wind.
Oh,
Yeah, struggle, yeah. Okay. Didn't really want this to go this long, but anyway. We do have some more boats coming down, right?
here comes one.
Okay, here we go. So here's a nice kind of scenario as they're coming in here. Again, you want to kind of stay further out, which they're doing a good job. Oh, we lost that one. We'll go back.
Oh,
Okay, this is probably, again, the leeward mark here. This might even be that what we just saw too. In fact, let's see if this boat is the one that goes way outside here. Yeah, this is the other perspective, because this is the boat tacked. We just saw that tacked right away. And she gets over here. And again, going into that chop is just, the boat is just can't go. So she tacked over, but I just don't know if they got the bow down enough for speed there and got that sail in. So here comes the other boats here. Here's the red boat, right? We just saw that coming in. So there was no overlap there, but let's see if the boat, if yellow can get to red. It looked like from above. See, that's a dangerous spot to go into with that no overlap with that boat. But the different distance there, I don't think she could have got to her. I don't think she could have got to that boat. Yeah. What a struggle though. Oh, painful. Yeah. Okay. So that's good. That was a good, another perspective of what we just saw here. So again, coming in pretty tight here, probably swing a little wider. Let's see how the exit is. And then see those waves are coming straight across.
jibe first.
Yeah, it was almost like a jibe tack. And now, so the wind is to the right and they're going straight into the top. Now they're moving though. That's the good news. Couldn't tack. So if you tacked right now, you'd be going right into the mark. Here we go. Okay, laser's giving room to this boat, right? This boat can go up and close the door, except what I think is the wind is so far right here. Let's see.
Can't,
Wow.
physically can't. No.
Can't get to there, right? Yeah. So they can't get there. But that was a really nice rounding by the laser here. Get the boat speed going. Really nice perspective on this. So coming in wide, see how wide they are compared to the other boat. The advantage of going wide and tight.
Roll jibe
Yeah,
and an in and out.
in and out. Get around the mark. Now Robbie might be throwing protest flags for kinetics, but we'll see how that goes. And there's John going around. But that was the same perspective that we saw a little bit earlier, but from above.
Yeah.
Really nice, keeping the boat really going here. Really nice job there. This is a tough rounding because remember where the wind direction is. There you are, Hazel, right?
And
Right. Okay, only move there is probably to tack to try to clear the air, but It's hard. The laser's going to go quicker than the sunfish, as we know.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of difference there.
That is the way to bet.
This is interesting, almost outside that 2 to 3 boat length circle here, but nonetheless, good boat speed, you know, really going
Yay,
fast.
fishy!
Really, yay. And jibing, trying to get the boat right up to that mark. Sheet it in, sheet in, sheet in. It's almost a tack right away. Yeah. So you can see there is a lot of distance between these boats here. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're out there, when you're doing your roundings. Nobody's around you. Really try to swing it wide and try to come out close hauled tight to that mark. It's a good perspective for looking at that visually wise. Let's see, I think there's another group coming in. Let's see, 79. It's a laser. So probably would have gone a little wider. Let's see how they come out. Still not too bad, but just maybe that much further out, wider. That distance is what I meant. So when I talked about that, Hazel, is the distance that they are now, as they come around, that distance right there, if they were this distance further out, they would have had a better rounding. They might not have been able to because of this boat here, though. Right. Let's see, we got some. Okay. Checking the chat. I think Robbie was in there and then came out and then Cass was left, though.
They both need to leave.
Right, right. Here we go. Plenty of room, right? Boat's given plenty of room there. So maybe a jibing, probably pretty now. Yeah. Pretty soon jibing there. Okay, now did these boats have an overlap? Did these boats have an overlap? They did not have an overlap. I don't believe. Would you say, Steve?
Oh, look behind.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard to see. And so what constitutes the overlap? It's not the transom on the boats, it's actually the rudder. When we take the perpendicular from the rudder, in this case they do, but if we back it up here, I can't see where they are in this position. In this position, here's the rudder. You extend it out 90 degrees as far as the horizon is. I don't know how far out right they are, but I don't believe they have an overlap. Let's see, when she got to the circle. So they would actually have to avoid, but I think a lot of them start just going in. Look at this group here, this mob here coming in.
Here we go.
So in retrospect though, she probably did the right thing. The sunfish just go wide of this mob. That's just nothing but trouble coming in here. Let's see what happens here. If there's any contact. Oh, there might've been contact there. Yeah, So who would be in the right there? Did this boat give enough room?
Wasn't the boat with the red jacket inside?
Right, they're
Yeah,
inside, right? So
inside.
here, so they're inside. So this boat has to give room to this boat, and this boat has to give room to both these boats, okay? So the sunfish here is really crowding it, which is fine. It's forcing them to go around that mark, right?
That's the last laser.
Yeah. That's a tough call there.
Really close.
Really close to see that. They did their rounding as they normally would. So I think this outside boat might have been a little bit of the foul position if they made contact. They should have tried to avoid the contact right here. They shouldn't have turned so soon, right? Because this boat has the inside, so it has to keep clear. And they're doing a good rounding. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They're rounding that mark, right? So right now, this boat is supposed to keep clear of this boat. I don't believe they did. So that might have been a foul, yeah. But again, the sunfish kept clear of everybody. Good time to tack, clear your air. Really good. Good perspective there. Real interesting on that. Nice view of the club. Now we got a little bit of the cats coming down here. So this is one perspective. Again, they struggle too on that, going back into that chop on that port tack, even on the port jibe. Now this is like, when do you take the sail down Probably earlier the better, but these seem to go down pretty well. They don't lose any speed here. So I believe that's actually a fairly good takedown there. I don't think they should have done it any sooner, as their boat speed did not affect our boat speed going upwind at all. Here we have a little scenario here. Typical port starboard there, right? Port starboard. And no problem, I believe. Looks like they were well behind. Now the question is, there's an early takedown here, okay? Let's see if the other boat takes down. So you see where the blue boat took down. Let's see the red boat. They're gonna try to carry it in. Let's see how they come out by doing so. They're all tucked away. They should be kind of footing a little bit. So going upwind with the spinnaker is not super fast. And they actually did slow a little bit, but it did, you know, again, I think they had a little bit of a slingshot out of there. We'll see it from the aerial view on this. But again, this boat should be going low mode, just kind of staying down, a bow down around it. Again, another late takedown here. See if the boat slows at all. Yeah. It kind of almost stops anyway, but it's got to be careful on that. We just do too soon of a takedown or too late of a takedown. Again, bow down, especially going into that chop. There's no reason to be pointing here. These boats like to go downwind. So that might have been pointing just a little bit high. Here's an aerial view. Here's our leeward mark here. And the waves are kind of coming across. Not as bad on this section of the group, but here we go. Coming in, where's the takedown? They're only about one length off right now, and they still got the spinnaker up. So that's a little tight coming in. And as they exit here, see how wide they are there. So again, probably a little wider. If you go bow down too, that'll help get the chute in. And they probably had just a little bit better of a rounding had they done that. That was the first boat that we saw go around. Different perspective, because I didn't see that on the perspective from the lower shot, how far away from the mark they were right on the mark, so a little wider. So we should have the two boats hopefully coming into the next one here. Let's see. Oh, again, another takedown. Real late on these takedowns here. I don't know if Cass is still here. I don't know when they were doing theirs, but that seems a little late to me. But all in all, look at the speed as they accelerate out of there. A little slow going around the mark. So probably less rudder, go bow down, keep the boat going and going into that shot. So blue, this might be a blue takes down early and then there's orange behind. Here it is. Here's the other, I think, visual on it. So they went down early. Let's see how they are. They're pretty close to the mark. I would have gone a little wider if we could and then come around. They're carrying it right in. Look at the speed accelerate right now, which is good, but now, oh, we got this problem now. So here, object would be go bow down, keep the boat going fast, which they are kind of doing a little bit, but maybe even a little bit more. And this boat is now in the covering position for this boat. Really nice move right there, really nice. And again, bow down, because this boat's going bow down, they're going faster, they're gonna get up underneath you.
So in that rounding, the orange boat could have steered a little wide at first, slowed down and then gone inside?
I don't, maybe. That would have been a risky move because they rounded so close. I don't know if they could have gotten any closer. I don't know if that would have been,
farther.
yeah.
They steer outside first.
Further outside first, right, and just try it and see if they would actually get the inside on it. This is a great rounding. Okay, we've got an arrow here. I think this is the RS arrow. Okay, and we got the Wettas coming in here. I don't know if Cass is here. I hope he is to watch this.
No, sorry.
Okay. Anyway, this is great. So here we go. Okay, 3 boat length circle. Pretty much we're there, I would say. This boat has to give boat room to blue, blue giving room to this boat here. So let's see how this goes. I bet you the RS does give room. And he sees that, he goes, oh, I'm not going to mess with that. So they're going wide. In comes these boats here. Look how far out he has to go. This boat is making, I don't know, we'll see. Uh-oh. So here they're all turning around the corner. The poor arrow here, look how far out he is. Now watch what he does here. But we got these boats coming in. They didn't have any overlap on these boats, right? So there might draw a foul. We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, it might have been a foul there. But again, the RS did a great job of going really wide on these boats and then taking it inside of these two. See how he did that? That was awesome. Again, here's an inside. This boat going wide, 9 going wide. This boat stopped. Was there an overlap before? And I don't believe so. So this boat is going around them, which is good. And go to foot mode here. And it looks like it's just a parking lot. See, the jib's in tight and the main's luffing. The boat's kind of going sideways. So just a little ease on the jib will help in that case. Right.
Mhm.
Nice, Spencer.
See if you guys can hear this.